Hey guys, what's up, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be sharing with you guys how you can prepare for grad school. So I know a lot of you are heading to grad school sometime this summer or fall, so I wanted to share a couple of tips on how to prepare, especially if you're going to be an international student. So make sure you keep watching this video. So the first thing you should do for yourself is get as much information as possible from your school, or if you have friends that are in the same program you're going in for later this year, get a lot of information from them. And the kind of information you need to just know how things work. So a lot of us, because we schooled outside of these countries where we're going for our grad school, we schooled in like different countries, like we did our undergrad or college in different countries, so we're not very familiar with how things work. Things as simple as like grading, like what is an A in this program versus like many of us, at least I schooled in Nigeria, and a lot of to get an A in many schools you just needed to be above 70. But some schools, 70 is not an A. Some programs, that is not an A. So as you head to grad school, you need to get as much information as possible and know about things that really matter. Like what is how does grading work? That's one thing. Another thing, you can ask your friends that are in those programs, or you can ask the school, your admissions contact person, is around like what kind of GPA do I need to have to stay out of probation. I'm not saying you'll be close to that 1 point GPA, where you are on probation, but it's very good to know for sure, because it might just be different from what you are used to. So make sure you get all of that information sorted out. Like what even counts towards my overall grade? Is it just my exams? Is it like my midterm test? Is it a combination of exams, tests, take home, and participation in class, which is the part a lot of us miss? So just prepare your mind. It just helps you so that from day one you know what you want to achieve and you can work towards it. So before we talk about the next thing you need to do to really prepare for grad school, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're interested in all things grad school, living abroad, being an international student. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you like today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really matters to me. So let's continue with how you can best prepare for grad school. So the next thing you want to do is to understand the class grading policy. And I know I talked a bit about this when I was talking about the first thing you need to do, but the next thing you need to do is really understand what counts towards my grades. How much of lab work, like what is the weight attached to lab work versus class participation versus exams. And what you discover for each class or for certain programs is some professors, some courses, some classes, they don't care much about your final exam. Some care a lot more about that final exam. Like that final exam might be 100%, or your midterm might be 50% of your grade. They don't care if you speak up in class. But some other classes, just speaking up in class, sharing your opinions, sharing your experiences, counts towards like maybe 30% of your grade. So make sure you understand what really matters for that program. Really understand the grading policy, because it likely will be different from what you experienced when you were in your home country, if that's where you went for undergrad or for college. So the third thing you want to do is learn about plagiarism. And I know that this seems like something we all know about, but the truth is it's different by country. In some countries, certain forms of collaboration isn't considered plagiarism, but in some other countries they are very strict, and things that you would have thought, wait, how is this plagiarism? How am I plagiarizing someone by doing this? So make sure you really understand the plagiarism policies for that country you're going into, or for that school, and what are the consequences, so you know that it's a no from the beginning. So this might seem like a very easy one, but make sure you really understand it. And see, I tell you, there are many people that fall into that trap, and they were truly unaware. They just didn't know that this kind of collaboration is considered wrong, is considered plagiarism. So you need to ask. Sometimes it's not just like not giving credit on written work. Sometimes it's how you collaborate with your classmates in a group assignment. So you need to know the fine lines, like what is plagiarism to this school. And during orientation, many schools will like tell you about this, but you just need to make sure you pay attention either during orientation, or you can start now and just check online for your school or for the country you're going into. Generally, what is the plagiarism policy and what is defined, what kind of activities are defined wrong or against the law, against the rule, and will count towards plagiarism. So make sure you check that out. So this next point is probably the most important one, and it is that you need to be ready to ask for help. Yes, you need to, prepare your mind to ask for help. And, this is something I really struggled with, even like when I first came to the US for grad school. It's like you are always struggling. Like I was always struggling with, like, is this one thing I should ask for help for? Is this like over asking, like over demanding for something? Isn't this like the norm? If you struggle with anything, ask for help. Like you can email your professor asking for help, saying I'm struggling with this specific class, ask for help. And I know that is not normal for some countries, for some schools. That wasn't normal when I was in undergrad. Like you you can't email that professor, they will never respond. They are almost like gods. But like, because I went to like a federal government university, and like that is kind of the norm. Like, hey, how will you email your professor? But what you discover like moving abroad and like schooling in other countries is you can ask for help, and you are missing a whole lot if you aren't asking for help, because a lot of your classmates who are used to this system are asking for help every day. They are emailing the student affairs or whatever they call them in different schools. They are emailing their professors, they are emailing people asking for help, saying, hey, I'm not in a good state of mind right now. Can I defer this? Can you get me someone to tutor me on this particular topic? I need help here. Can you make this arrangement for me? And the few times I try to do that, professors, people in the school system here are a lot more flexible compared to like what I was used to. They will make that arrangement. They are flexible. They will go out of their way. So just have it at the back of your mind that everything can be negotiated here. Like you can ask for anything, and yes, you won't like get all those things you ask for every time. But if you like struggle with anything, even if it's your finances and you feel like it's really beginning to really weigh on you, ask for help. Go to the student financial services. Go to the student academic affairs. Tell them this thing is beginning to bother you. You need help, even when you don't know the solution to your problem. Because they've encountered this a whole lot, they are willing to offer some solutions or help you, or even get you a second year that can tutor you on a particular topic. Like, just ask for help. That's it. You need to make sure you prepare your mind as you head to grad school to begin to practice asking for help whenever you need it. So the next thing I want to share that you need to know before you even step into school day one is apply to jobs while you're in school. In different parts of the world and the way the recruiting system works in those countries, usually many places, from my experience, you graduate and then you apply to jobs, or you apply to jobs when you're almost graduating. Try to apply to jobs from the beginning if you can. Not like the day you land in that country you begin to apply to jobs, but just make sure you apply early. My opinion, 6 months before you graduate, you already have you've applied to so many places. You already interviewing 6 months, 7 months, 8 months before you even graduate. And it's okay. Like, even if you don't get those jobs, what you learn by applying to different jobs is you begin to understand how recruiting works in that country. You begin to understand, why didn't I get this job? Why wasn't I invited to interview? And all of those things. And you're giving yourself more time. And the process of applying to jobs means you're also networking with people. You're understanding what they are looking for those kind of roles. You can easily, change some of your plans, or have new strategies on recruiting for your recruiting journey. So you want to start as early as possible. If you're doing a 2-year program, I really recommend even in your first year you start applying, especially if you'll be going in for internships. And even if you're not going for internships, apply as early as you can. You don't have to accept an offer until so many months after you get it. So you really have nothing to lose by applying early. So you really want to do that, especially as an international student, because the pool you're applying to is a lot smaller, and I think I've explained that in a previous video. I'll try to link the video somewhere up here, I don't know but I'll try to link that video. But the pool you're applying to as an international student is smaller than if you were a domestic student, and that's because of visa restrictions and all of those things. So you want to make sure that you give yourself a really good chance by applying early. I hope you guys understand this, but if this is a bit confusing, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to address your questions. Also, if you've been through grad school abroad and you understand how recruiting works and you want to share a bit of your experience, crazy, easy, nice or not, let's just talk about it in the comment section, and we'll go from there. But really, start applying early. I can't say this enough. Apply to jobs early as a grad student abroad. Okay, so I do have other points I had written down here, but I don't want this video to be too long, so let me just stop here. I hope you guys found today's video helpful, but let me know if you have any questions as you head to grad school. But first of all, congratulations on getting admission and preparing to go to grad school. It should be fun. But let me know in the comments what school you're heading to, what program, and if you have any questions about how you can make the best of your time in school, and we can continue this conversation. Maybe I'll do a part 2, because I do have other things that can make your life in grad school as an international student really easy. But let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I hope you found this video helpful. If you loved today's video, just give it a thumbs up, click the like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.